Have you ever played a video game and just loved a certain section? Maybe the movement is really smooth, the difficulty is challenging, yet not impossible, the music is fantastic, or the level is just really beautiful to look at. Well, there's a YouTube channel which seems to really love this one specific room in Celeste. This is Smots 8, a screen from the modded map Final Goodbye and the sub-chapter Scattered Mirror of the Storm. It's not very difficult compared to the sections sandwiched around it. There's one pushing you to the right, and there are some springs to bounce off of, some spinners and spikes. Very standard Celeste stuff. It would probably be considered around high intermediate to low advanced on the difficulty scale, which places it slightly harder than Farewell, vanilla Celeste's most difficult chapter.
On April 26, 2024, a YouTube channel by the name of Smots Gaming was created. That same day, they started uploading one video each day. The videos were all titled the same thing, Smots Gaming, and featured no description. What was in these videos? Well, each video contained a normal clear of Smots 8. Just some perfectly ordinary gameplay of the same room every single day. Or at least, that's how it was at first. The first 11 videos were completely normal. They were just videos of a player beating the room. Occasionally they would use some pretty weird strategies to clear it, but it wasn't until the 12th video that stuff started to actually become, well, strange. The 12th video was also a clear of Smots 8, but this time the room had been significantly modified. The room now featured rising and falling lava and ice, like in the chapter Core from Base Celeste. The lava appeared to switch directions each time the player dashed, so they had to mix up the routing to beat the level. The player made it to Smots 9, and then the video cut off. This obstacle is of course not a normal feature of Smots 8. The next day was a normal clear again. Though, by normal I mean they do this completely unnecessary demo dash through these spinners. Another example of using weird and needlessly difficult strats to beat the room. The day after that, the lava was gone again, but this time a seeded berry was added to the room, which the player goes out of their way to collect. It should be noted that at this time, Smots Gaming had basically no subscribers, getting under a dozen views per video. Smots Gaming wasn't making these videos for the benefit of an audience, it was simply throwing them into the void, sharing these clears every day with no reaction from the larger Celeste community. This would change shortly, however. On May 14th, 2024, some people in Celeste streamer Paradash's Discord server noticed Smots Gaming on YouTube. Word got around, and everyone had the same reaction: laughter, glee, and excitement. There's something about Smots Gaming that just invokes a certain joy within anyone who witnesses it. Anyway, this is when Smots Gaming began to spread. Now, who is Paradash? Well, for one thing, she is the most popular Celeste streamer, so it's likely that this played a big part in introducing the larger Celeste community to Smots Gaming. Parrot is also the one attempting Final Goodbye Platinum Berry, which involves beating the entirety of Final Goodbye completely deathless. It's quite possibly the hardest thing anyone has ever attempted in Celeste, and she's put well over 1,000 hours into it. Final Goodbye, also known as 9D or Farewell D-Side, by Monica523, is, as mentioned earlier, the map that Smots originates from. It's one of the most iconic maps in modded Celeste, and without it, Smots 8, and by extension Smots Gaming itself, would never have existed. So, because of Parrot's connection to 9D Platinum, she's referenced a few times in Smots Gaming's videos. For example, if she dies to Smots on a Platinum run, there will often be a video or two memeing the death in the next few days. Oh yeah, Smots Gaming doesn't just post gameplay of modified versions of the room, it will regularly have video edits and memes about Smots 8. Intricate jokes and references, even humor about itself. Also parodies of classic YouTube tropes. Like in this video, Smots 5 is shown instead of Smots 8, and the video following that is a deep and sincere apology about the slip-up. Some of the coolest Smots Gaming videos are when Smots 8 is recreated inside various other pieces of media, whether it be a platformer, a 3D game, the Desmos graphing calculator. Smots 8 has been reconstructed in lots of different ways. So yeah, not only is Smots Gaming uploading every single day, but it also frequently references current events in the Celeste community, and sometimes not in the Celeste community. What this means is that the videos on Smots Gaming's channel aren't all pre-made. New ones are being created as time progresses, and that's honestly pretty impressive. Keeping up with the daily schedule is like really difficult. So who is doing this? Who is Smots Gaming? First, let me explain that Smots Gaming isn't just a YouTube channel. There's also a Smots Gaming Discord account that's occasionally active in some of the Celeste-related Discord servers. And yes, this account has been confirmed to belong to the actual Smots Gaming. It writes in a very formal tone, as if every message it sends is a work email of some kind, though sometimes it just says the words Smots Gaming. The Discord and the YouTube are the only official Smots Gaming accounts, according to episode 224, which threatens a lawsuit against the owner of the Smots Gaming Twitch account, calling them Smots faking. Smots Gaming clarified in the comments that although this video is a joke, it doesn't actually know who made the Twitch account and would like them to get in contact. It's unknown whether or not this was successful, but it wasn't mentioned again in any other videos. Alright. Now that you know the extent of Smots Gaming's social media presence, let's get into the theories of who Smots Gaming might be. On June 29th, 2024, Smots Gaming uploaded this video. It started off as a normal clear, but it included this. Take a listen.
Hi, my name is Jector. I am who you know as Smots Gaming.
Jector is an active member of the Celeste community, especially on Discord and Twitch, so a lot of people know who he is. This video, of course, caused people to speculate that Jector was behind or involved with Smots Gaming. Many months later, a video that supposedly Scraggly1, a popular map creator, made, appeared on Smots Gaming and claimed that someone named Blueberry Joe was the creator of the channel. Blueberry Joe appears to be a modified version of Jector's profile picture. Jector also tends to frequently lean into the idea that he is Smots Gaming. It seems like in a joking manner, but we can't know for certain. It's also worth mentioning that Jector's initial reaction to the video on Discord appears to be one of surprise. Okay, imagine this. One day, a video appears on the Smots Gaming channel. It's a premiere. You're tuning in to watch it and boom, an incredibly well-known Celeste community member appears on screen.
Hello everyone, Smots Gaming here.
And what do? They start playing Super Mario 64.
My favorite game, Super Smots 64. We already got Smots right here in the title screen. And I'm a C student, but I like to think of myself as a Mario A, you know what I mean?
This is Toho. He's very involved in the Celeste community, organizing a lot of the community events, and he's also responsible for things like the Celeste bounty board, as well as a lot of other stuff. Throughout the video, a lot of the colors in the Super Mario 64 footage have been chroma keyed out and replaced with a looping video of Smots 8. He refers to the game as Super Smots 64 and commentates it as if he is playing Celeste, and as if he is specifically playing Final Goodbye, replacing Mario 64 terms with Celeste terms. It's very well done.
I didn't know Monaco was Japanese until I played this game. Kind of opened my eyes. Oh, missed it. That requires a pretty tough wave dash. If we succeed, Princess Peach will bake us a cake, which is kind of a sequel to the strawberry pie last game. Let's go visit the dog. We definitely have a lot less babies if dogs like this were roaming around.
So, Toho has just appeared on the channel and claimed that he is Smots Gaming. Now, you may be thinking, obviously Smots Gaming must be owned by Toho. This was a reveal video. But you'll come to see that this doesn't actually prove anything. On October 5th, 2024, Donker19 also appeared on Smots Gaming.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video of Smots Gaming. Today we're going to be playing Smots, specifically Smots guys.
Donker is a very well-known Celeste map creator. He also appeared playing a game unrelated to Celeste, and he also had Smots 8 chroma keyed into the background, and he commentates on the game as if it's Celeste.
So yeah, it's very interesting to see how like Monica has come so far as a mapper. Of course, the 3D updates are kind of controversial because they're nothing like the original Smots.
It might be worth noting that he's not even actually playing the game here. He's just watching some pre-recorded gameplay. In fact, at one point, he completely gets up from his computer and starts arguing with someone off-screen, while the game continues playing itself.
Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I'm playing Smots.
This added Donko to the list of candidates for being Smots Gaming, but it also made the theory that it was Toho a lot less confident. If different people keep appearing on Smots Gaming, what does appearing on Smots Gaming even mean? Once again, Nyan premiered on Smots Gaming, playing an unrelated game, and commentating over it like it was Celeste.
Hey everybody, it's Smots Gaming. Today we're going to play my favorite game, The Smotting of Isaac. Oh my god. Guys, this is the best Theo item in the Theo game. If you're familiar with Smots, you'll know that having a laser is actually really good for hitting the up dash on the spring.
Nyan is also a very well-known mapper, so are these the people who run the account, uploading funny videos of themselves playing games, or are these cameos from figures in the Celeste community? As mentioned earlier, Parrot is the one going for 90 Platinum, which connects her to Smots itself, and so it's possible that she's Smots Gaming. Another thing is, a lot of the videos on Smots Gaming use specific strats to pass Smots 8, which seem to be the exact strategies that Parrot uses in her 90 Platinum runs. There's actually quite a few ways to clear Smots 8. At the beginning, you can run and jump onto this wall instead of doing a wave dash or hyper. You could skip this spring by doing a wall bounce here, and this spring by just dashing up. The ending to the level has a variety of different methods. Specifically, the one that Parrot uses, and the one that Smots Gaming uses most frequently, is doing 2 neutrals on this wall and then 2 up dashes, one after the other, to get over these spinners. Parrot claims that Smots Gaming stole this from her, as she had posted this method in a server for 9D strats about a year before Smots Gaming existed. Regardless of who invented the strategy of doing 2 up dashes at the end, it has become so ingrained in Smots Gaming's channel that it's become a joke in of itself. The action of doing 2 up dashes is now a reference to Smots Gaming. So there is that, and this could technically point to Parrot being Smots Gaming. However, there are a few issues with this. Namely, the Smots Gaming Discord account is occasionally active while Parrot is streaming, even messaging her sometimes when she passes Smots 8 in a Platinum run.
I got a DM from Smots Gaming. Hello Paradash, congratulations on passing Smots 8. Hello Smots Gaming. So true.
Paradash streams very often, so it would be a bit suspicious if Smots Gaming were to never be active on Discord during any of her streams, but whether or not Parrot is streaming doesn't seem to affect the account's activity whatsoever. And let's be real, Paradash does not have the time to be running Smots Gaming. She is a very busy person. She streams nearly every single day and just generally has way too much stuff to do. Okay, this started to become a theory on October 27th, 2024. On that day, on this channel, Daily Dose of Celeste, instead of a normal video, I uploaded this. It was Smots 8, but there's just way too much motion blur, a typical Smots Gaming style video. And over on Smots Gaming, it uploaded this. Just an entire episode of Daily Dose of Celeste. Understandably, this led to some people thinking that this channel is involved with Smots Gaming, or that I created it, or Darkcore created it. I can explain what really happened here, though. I learned about Smots Gaming while I was working on an episode of this channel. I had vaguely heard the name mentioned on Paradash's stream, and once I learned all the details, I was immediately intrigued. A channel that posts every day, and the videos are somewhat funny? Daily Dose of Celeste posts every day, and we try to be somewhat funny. What if, for one of Smots Gaming's bits, they swapped uploads with us for a day? I wondered if there was a way to get in contact with Smots Gaming, and soon learned of the Discord account. We DM'd it, and relatively quickly got a response. It agreed to the plan. We would upload each other's videos, and not elaborate why. Smots Gaming sent me the Motion Blur Smots 8 video, and I sent it the episode of Daily Dose of Celeste, and we agreed to schedule the videos for the exact same time. To keep in line with Smots Gaming's typical upload schedule, I actually had to make 2 episodes of Daily Dose of Celeste in advance, since, at least in my time zone, Smots Gaming uploads at 11 AM, and that's early enough for me that I wouldn't have had time to make an episode that day. The episode itself was pretty generic. However, it featured news about Paradash dying to Smots 9, which wasn't at all current events, it had happened a while back. I did this because every Smots gaming video has to have at least some hint of Smots in it, and this would be a good way to include it without breaking the flow of the episode. The Smots Gaming / Daily Dose of Celeste swap worked out really well. It was a very funny bit. I even edited the bot that posts in the Discord whenever we upload to ping for Smots Gaming instead. So that's why some people think Smots Gaming and Daily Dose of Celeste are related. Now, while this isn't technically possible due to the time frame of when I first played modded Celeste, I did kinda lean into this idea, and sure, you can consider this to be gaslighting, but in my defense, it was very funny. Here's something else I learned during this. You can submit your own videos to Smots Gaming just by DMing it, and if it likes your submission, it'll be included on the channel. This creates a pretty big issue for trying to figure out who Smots Gaming is, because almost any video on the channel could have been submitted by a fan. Surely not the majority of them, but it means that studying individual videos for tiny details that tell you who created them is basically ruled out as a method for deciphering who's behind the channel. You may find something that points to someone, but maybe that video was submitted. Some of you may be thinking that the way this channel operates is a little bit familiar. It's kind of like Siva Gunner, the channel that posts rips of video game music, always with some funny twist or edit, turning the song into a completely different one. Siva Gunner largely operates off of community-submitted content. Alright, this next one is very interesting. GD Colon is a Geometry Dash YouTuber who makes high-quality video essays about Geometry Dash. He's not a Celeste YouTuber, and he doesn't make Celeste videos. So how could Colon possibly be Smots Gaming? Well, here's where this whole thing gets kind of insane. On November 18th, 2024, Smots Gaming uploaded this video. It starts off as a normal Smots 8 clear, except you can audibly hear the sounds of the controller, which syncs up to the gameplay. And then, this happens.
Hi, it's me, Smots Gaming. You might know me from my second channel, GD Colon. I just wanted to thank you all so much for enjoying my Smots Gaming content, and I can guarantee you we've got lots more hilarious Smots on the way.
Of course, the reaction to this from the Celeste community was justifiably chaotic.
I just wanted to thank you all so much for enjoying my Smots.
Now, you might be thinking, how does this mean anything? You said yourself that people submit videos and there are cameos from other channels. Colin could have easily submitted this video to Smots Gaming. Well, it goes a bit deeper than just this video. Colin is well known to like Celeste. He mentions it occasionally in his videos, and he's even streamed himself playing modded Celeste. The vast majority of modded Celeste players are aware of the D-sides, as they're extremely iconic, so it's not impossible that Colin started Smots Gaming as a bit. Not too long after his appearance on Smots Gaming, the Room Smots 8 also appeared in one of his videos. And you know what else is interesting? If you don't count Colin's video, there are absolutely zero references to Geometry Dash in any of the videos on Smots Gaming's channel. You'd think that on a channel that frequently recreates a level in different video games, there would be at least one recreation in one of the most popular level editors of all time. But it's never happened. The reason for this? If you submit a video that relates to Geometry Dash, Smots Gaming will reject it with little explanation. I submitted one once, which was actually an edit of one of GD Colon's videos, and Smots Gaming said this. It didn't elaborate why. I didn't ask, but it's very perplexing. There's definitely the question of how Colin would stay so up to date with the Celeste community without really interacting in it at all. There's so many extremely specific references that it seems impossible for it to really be him. Hey, wait, these are all real people. This isn't some fictional series that we're theorizing about. These are actual individuals who exist. Alright, instead of theorizing pointlessly, I'm just going to ask every single person if they're Smots Gaming. It can't be too hard to get a hold of these people. In this age, almost everyone uses Discord. Maybe I can just message them. I'll ask everyone the same question. Are you the one behind Smots Gaming? Let's start with Jukter. Well, this response is interesting. he wishes he was Smots Gaming, which implies he isn't, and he wishes he wasn't Smots Gaming, which implies he is. It's almost like he might be Smots Gaming and not Smots Gaming at the same time, like Schrodinger's shitpost. Alright, let's ask Toho next. Well, that's technically a no, I guess. Alright, let's see what Nyan has to say. I was hoping he'd give me some more information, but all he sent was this gay cat emoji. It could mean anything. On to Paradash. Parrot also wishes she was Smots Gaming. But why? Is Smots Gaming such an amazing thing that everyone should strive to be more like it? Yes. Now let's ask Donk. Interestingly, instead of a message, he sent me this audio file.
Yes, I am Smots Gaming. I just think I've been with Smots for a long time. I remember ever since I was a little boy, I was out in my backyard and I had an idea. It was windy outside and I was playing with a spring. And I had the idea for Smots as a young boy. And I just, I took it from there. Before I even played Celeste, I knew I was going to be Smots Gaming. I mean, I've been Smots Gaming for almost all of my life now. And I think it's beautiful, like, the community that we've built as Smots Gaming. I mean, I say we, but, I mean, you know what I mean. Like, people come on, they do guest things, but, yes, I am Smots Gaming, and I think it's beautiful. And I just wanted to say that thank you all for 1,000 Smots subscribers, and have a good 2025.
I can't believe it. Donker19 has been Smots Gaming this entire time. He'd even thought of the idea for the channel before Monica even made 9D. He was lying in wait this entire time, waiting for Smots to exist so he could swoop in and make Smots Gaming. This is an incredible revelation. Now to ask GD Colon. He's in the Geometry Dash Discord server, so I messaged him. Of course, I also explained what this was for and what Daily Dose of Celeste even was. I mentioned I have guests for the intro occasionally, and he offered to do an intro too, so that's how that came to be. Anyway, I asked him the question. But all he responded with was, "What's a smot?" What is Smots? A subchapter in a Celeste map? A video system of hardware and software used for recording medical procedures? Maybe Smots is a Dutch word, which means, Or is Smots a niche cultural phenomenon which brings everyone together? Smots Gaming's impact on the Celeste community is pretty incredible. When Paradash reaches Smots 8 in a platinum run, everyone joins together to say Smots Gaming. You just have to. Watching the new episode of Smots Gaming is a part of many people's daily routines. When you open a new Smots Gaming video, anything could happen. You could be greeted by a reference to your favorite piece of media, or maybe something you don't understand at all and the comments have to explain. It's a small burst of excitement in your day. This mysterious channel is extremely silly and extremely fun, and honestly I think it's a perfect reflection of the best parts of the modded Celeste community. Celeste has stayed the same for years, but modders and players alike have consistently found new ways to experience it. Smots Gaming has been making videos about an incredibly small part of a specific Celeste mod for almost a year now, a part that hasn't changed at all, and yet the videos are always fresh and unique. To be honest, finding the answer of who Smots Gaming is kind of an unreasonably difficult task. It's fun to theorize about the people who have appeared on the channel and public figures in the community, but taking a closer look at the people we've talked about, it's actually pretty easy to rule each one out one way or another. Unlike a theory about a movie or game, we aren't given all the information necessary to figure everything out. The mysterious nature of Smots Gaming is part of what makes the channel so special. Smots Gaming, if you're watching this video, thank you for continuing to do what you do. It's really awesome. And everyone else, thank you for watching, and remember, the real Smots Gaming was the friends we made along the way. No, that's a horrible conclusion to make. Listen, Smots Gaming, I think it's taking over my brain. I swear, it's like I see it everywhere.